Hey folks, welcome into the 49ers Report. I'm Cam Rogers. Let's get into those juicy rumors that we have today. A lot of them surrounding the NFL draft. Are the 49ers going to draft a quarterback? We're giving this one two Jed heads firmly in that rumor category, as you see Kyle Lauletta there. So we're thinking it's simmering here. I think it's unlikely in my opinion, especially in terms of day one or day two quarterbacks. From what I understand, the 49ers are happy with C.J. Beathard as the backup, and the team may bring in a fourth quarterback behind Nick Mullins for that 90-man roster. But don't expect anybody like a Mason Rudolph or Lauletta, as you saw on your screen there, to join the team. I think if there is a possibility that the 49ers pick up a rookie quarterback, he'll probably be undrafted. I think they're really solid in terms of where they stand on that depth chart. The good news about Jimmy G and C.J. Beathard here, that pairing could go all the way to 2020 at the least. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the 49ers grab a quarterback after the draft is said and done, but don't expect a day one or day two QB. So no headliner names for the 49ers this coming draft for the quarterback position. Rumor number two, are the 49ers going to draft defensive end Arden Key? Two Jed heads on this one, firmly in the rumor category as well. So he's set to do a little tour beginning tomorrow. He's expected to meet with the Redskins as well as the 49ers, Saints, and Titans. Key, of course, had a stellar sophomore season, recording 12 sacks and setting an LSU record. However, the junior year left a little to be desired, only played in 8 games and just had 4 sacks in that sample size. NFL.com has him as the 4th best edge rusher in the class. And we know how the 49ers certainly need help at creating sacks going into 2018. He did leave the team in the spring of 2017 due to, quote, personal reasons, and then eventually came back overweight. So perhaps his dedication could come into question here, but Key should be on the board in that second round. We'll see if the 49ers can actually grab him. All right, so you saw the two Jed heads there. What do the Jed heads actually mean? Well, we have a rumor meter to explain for those of you watching the 49ers Report for the first time. 0 Jed heads, fake news, do not believe in that rumor. 1 Jed head, there's little truth to the rumor. 2 Jed heads, it's simmering, firmly in the rumor category. 3 Jed heads, we're faithful in the accuracy of the report. And then 4 Jed heads, it's happening. It is very close to becoming news. So there you go. Just went through rumor number 2 on the 49ers Report. Rumor number 3, are the 49ers going to draft linebacker Jerome Baker out of Ohio State? 2 Jed heads, too, as well, as we look at this report here from Roto World. So with the ongoing Reuben Foster situation, you can't really have enough linebackers if you are the San Francisco 49ers, and Baker played really well for the Buckeyes in 2017, leading the team in tackles. He ran a 4.53 40-yard dash and has flashed really good coverage skills as well. So as of now, the 49ers have Malcolm Smith at will linebacker, but he's also coming off a torn pectoral, something to monitor there, and I'm thinking maybe if they do draft Baker, he could kind of compete with Smith at the will position. And regardless, I think he'd just be a really solid day 2 pick if the 49ers go ahead and draft Jerome Baker. But again, the ongoing Reuben Foster situation is something that we have to closely monitor here. I'll have some more information on that coming up later in the episode. Are the 49ers, though, going to draft Saquon Barkley? 1 Jed head. Very little truth to this rumor here. Now, this is coming from Colin Cowherd. He recently did his mock draft, and he has a surprising pick for the 49ers at number 9 in Saquon Barkley. Cowherd projected trade-ups from the Bills and the Cardinals, who both grab a quarterback, which I get. Like, somebody's going to fall if that happens, especially if 4 quarterbacks go within the first 6 picks. That's what Colin Cowherd is projecting here. But I don't think Saquon gets past the Giants if they are there, or the Bucs or the Colts if they are there. I think all of those teams are going to give Saquon a very hard look, especially the Bucs. They could certainly use an electric playmaker at the running back position. So again, with Cowherd saying that 4 quarterbacks are going within those first 6 picks, yes, somebody's going to fall, but I think it's more likely that Quentin Nelson falls or Bradley Chubb falls rather than Saquon Barkley. Perhaps a once-in-a-generation type of talent here. Now, a reaction poll for all you 49ers fans out there. Would you want the 49ers to draft Saquon Barkley if he is available? Give me a heart in the reaction poll for yes, a wow face for no. If you're watching on YouTube, hit me with a heart and wow face respectively in the comments section below. You're watching the 49ers Report. I'm Cam Rogers. We're presented by AutoList. Get that car shopping done in a flash. Search their fantastic array of new and used cars by going on to AutoList.com. They're sponsoring the 49ers Report here today. Let's get into rumor number 5. Are the Niners going to draft cornerback Isaiah Oliver, a kid out of Colorado I like a lot? 2 jet heads on this one. Now, the 49ers recently worked out Oliver in Boulder, Colorado. He's got fantastic size, 6 feet and over 200 pounds. The problem is Oliver's range is late first round, early second round, and the 49ers draft at number 9 and then at number 57 overall. Both those picks kind of out of the Oliver range, if you will. Now, if the 49ers trade back, then I think Oliver could be a possibility here. I'm sure Ahkello Witherspoon wouldn't mind it, considering those two played together at Colorado, and Oliver would learn a lot from Ahkello and also Richard Sherman at cornerback. He ran a 4.5 40, and scouting reports say he could come in right as a starter at corner 2. I don't think that'll happen for the 49ers. They're pretty set with Ahkello and K'Waun Williams and Richard Sherman, but certainly Oliver would provide some solid depth there in the secondary. So 2 jet heads on that one. Let's get to rumor number 6. Is Joe Williams going to emerge in 2018? So we're faithful in this rumor. We're going to give this one 3 jet heads here. So this rumor proposed by SB Nation, I personally am confident the 49ers will see some good things from Joe Williams as we go through OTAs and mandatory minicamp and training camp, etc. He did suffer an ankle injury that cut his season short a year ago, so I think it's safe to say the jury is still out on what Joe Williams can do in the NFL. We didn't get a good sample size of performances from him a year ago, so really didn't get a fair shake. So stay tuned on what Joe Williams can do, and I'm confident that he can do some really solid things. Now, Jerick McKinnon is expected to be the lead back, and we'll see how often Shanahan wants to use him. But Williams could certainly emerge as that second option. He'll, of course, have to beat out Matt Breida, who looked really solid in relief of Carlos Hyde back in 2017. But Joe Williams will certainly be in the mix on that running back depth chart. So 3 jet heads on that one. 7th rumor. Will DeForest Buckner become the Defensive Player of the Year? 2 jet heads here, something simmering. I am quite confident that this could go down, but we're going to keep this in the firmly rumored category. So why am I asking this? So Eli Harold recently told Joe Fan that the team is calling Buckner DPOY, Defensive Player of the Year, and he has an argument. I get it. Look, Buckner led all defenders last season with 19 quarterback hits, according to Pro Football Focus. He recorded 3 sacks, which was good for second on the team, ranked 6th among all interior defenders, according to PFF as well. Now, with all this uncertainty at the linebacker position, one thing is for sure here. DeForest Buckner's going to be a force on the interior of that defense, and look, if players are starting to throw around the nickname DPOY, maybe they can speak it into existence and Buckner actually wins the award. I certainly think it could go down. So 2 jet heads there. All right, let's get to rumor number 8 now. Probably what you all have been waiting for is a Reuben Foster suspension coming. I'm giving this 3 jet heads. I think it's pretty likely that this will go down. Now, Foster, of course, has a court date set for April 12th, and a decision on charges should come by then. I don't think he's going to face significant legal issues. But in terms of what the NFL could do, of course, they could slap that standard 6-game suspension. And according to NFL Network and to sources kind of speaking to the network here, the 49ers are hoping for the best but preparing for the worst in that regard. And they feel that a 6-game suspension is pretty darn likely for Reuben Foster. And Foster is a critical part of that middle defense there. It certainly helped them in terms of draft strategy if the 49ers know Foster's fate here. So if they know he's getting 6 games before the draft goes down, they can actually kind of stock up on some linebackers, maybe on day 2 and day 3 respectively, to kind of get themselves prepared here for 6 games without Reuben Foster. So 3 jet heads on that one. Finally, last rumor here is having no agent a smart strategy. And we're talking about Lamar Jackson here two Jet heads, and we're talking about this because Richard Sherman recently chimed in on the matter, and of course, it's no surprise why Richard Sherman does not have an agent himself. Now, this is certainly up for debate, but Richard Sherman thinks it's a great idea not having an agent in Lamar Jackson. Well, reports have surfaced that it's been kind of difficult to actually access Lamar and to set up meetings with him. And his mom, of course, is his manager. And you can point to his decision to not run a 40-yard dash at the Combine and the Pro Day to be kind of, interesting and odd, and obviously created a bit of a stir among many scouts out there, with some suggesting an agent or PR person probably would have handled the situation a little better. Now, of course, Sherman signed with the 49ers without using an agent, and 49ers fans are quite proud about that one and making that signing go down. So maybe, we could be heading in a direction where players aren't using agents as much as they used to. We'll see what happens, but Lamar Jackson right now not utilizing an agent or a PR person. So two Jet heads on the future of that trend.